How's it going? And today I'm going over some of the sports I would want to see as DLC in Nintendo Switch Sports, because I did make a video of there possibly being extra DLC coming to the game, so it got me thinking about what other sports they could bring and what I'd want to see and would work well with the new Nintendo Switch Sports. So we're already getting 6 sports in the game, with golf coming as a free update in the future. With an update already announced before the game comes out, then there is a chance they'll be doing more DLC, as well as there being some other hints that I went over in my previous video, pointing towards there possibly being other new sports coming. So I've made a list of some of my favourite sports that I'd want to see added into this game. So basically the game starts off with 6 sports, which is already one more than the original Wii Sports. There's actually a game I prefer to Wii Sports, which is Wii Sports Resort. This actually had a bunch more sports than the original, so I think Nintendo should add lots of these into the game, as well as a few extra ones. And if you enjoy this, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more Nintendo videos like this. And anyway, let's get into my list. So the first sport I'd want to see come into the game as DLC is baseball. And I've put this because in my last video I went over the fact that we have hints for baseball, because you can actually see a baseball stadium in Spocco Square, or it looks to be a baseball stadium. It's unclear on whether this means we are going to get it, but yeah, I think this is one of the most likely sports we're going to get. And baseball was in the original Wii Sports, so it's already been made before, and they could easily add it in. And it was one of my favourites back in the day, which means I already know I'd really want to see this in the game. The next one on my list is in Wii Sports Resort, and that's basketball, which was a really fun 3-on-3 basketball game in Wii Sports Resort, where you can get insane slam dunks, and also a 3-point shootout minigame. It's a really fun one to do, and it'd be great online actually, doing like a 3v3 against other people. And you did control all 3 characters if you were playing single player on Wii Sports Resort, so you could just do like a 1v1 where you play as 3 characters each. And I think it'd be really cool to have a basketball court in Spocco Square somewhere. The next sport is the final one from Wii Sports that isn't in the game already, and that's boxing. And everyone loved boxing on the Wii. If you don't remember, Matt was the boxing champion. This guy is a legend. There's also some evidence that he might be returning. It's not very strong though, but he could be in the game, which would be cool. And having boxing would be a great way to bring him back into the series. This one everyone who owned a Wii has probably played, or like almost anyone. And with 2 Joy-Cons it would work really well, because it's pretty much the same as like a nunchuck and a controller. And we have arms, so boxing definitely works as a game on Nintendo Switch. Arms is really fun, and I think it's quite underrated. But yeah, boxing would be a good one. The next one I want to see is a water sport from Wii Sports Resort, and that was wakeboarding. Wakeboarding was so fun. You could do crazy tricks off of the waves coming out of the boat, and the more you did in a row would build up your combo to get extra points. It was so satisfying flying that high in the air. Wakeboarding is a really fun sport, so please add that, Nintendo. Okay, the next one I want is a fan favorite from Wii Sports Resort, because it just allows you to explore the whole area and find cool hidden secrets Nintendo have added around Wuhu Island and Wii Sports Resort, and that was Island Flyover. And now I think this would be really good to add into Nintendo Switch Sports, because like, we've got this new place, Spocco Square, which is a huge city, and it'd be great to be able to explore that in the same way you could on Wii Sports Resort, and just fly around on a plane and look for cool hidden items, because I really want to find out more about Spocco Square. It seems like it could have some interesting story behind it. Okay, the next sport isn't in any of the Wii Sports games. There was a mode of it in Wii Fit, and this is skiing, and I chose skiing because we don't have any snow sports, but there could be a train that takes you to a snowy area, or it's like an indoor skiing center that would work. But yeah, skiing would be great on Nintendo Switch, because you've got the 2 Joy-Cons. They're pretty much like ski poles, right? You could just use those and it would feel like you're kind of skiing. And you could have a few different modes of this, like an online racing mode, or just like a ski jump, something like that. That would be fun. And yeah, it would be great to see a snowy sport inside of this new game. The next one I've put is also from Wii Fit, and that was skateboarding. This one was so cool. It was like a free roaming skateboarding game where you just go around doing tricks on any bit you want, and it was like a time limit you had to get a proper high score. And having this in Nintendo Switch Sports would be super fun online if you could just go around racing each other where you wanted. That would be so cool if they had a big proper free roaming online match. I doubt it would be like that, but they could also do races with this, and like who can do the most tricks in a certain amount of time. And skateboarding was in the Olympics, which was so cool. If you haven't seen any clips of that, I recommend it, because it's insane what people can do on a skateboard. The next 2 sports I want to see are cycling and jogging. I've put these 2 together because I just want them both so you can just have a chill experience exploring the map that you get given in Spocco Square. So it'd be fun to jog or cycle around. And cycling was in Wii Sports Resort, where you could go around Wuhu Island. It was really cool. And then in Wii Fit you could also go around Wuhu Island by jogging, and you could even jog with a dog, if I remember correctly. That was cute. So yeah, those are the sports I really want to see in the game, and I'm sure there's a lot of others that I haven't mentioned. I didn't put table tennis on here because we have badminton and tennis already coming, and they pretty much would be the same sort of thing, like just swinging when the ball comes at you. They're different sports in real life, but converting them to just swinging a Joy-Con, they're kind of similar. So I did not put table tennis from Wii Sports Resort, although it is a very good choice. I loved it on that game. I also came up with a few minigame ideas for some of these sports, because in Wii Sports Resort there were some cool extra side game modes inside of each sport. So basically for the the Chambara mode coming in Nintendo Switch Sports, you could have the slice minigame from Wii Sports Resort, where fruit and other objects would drop from the sky, and you'd have to be the first one to slice it in the right direction. And from this minigame, I also thought of the idea they could do something like Beat Saber, where you have to chop things in the right timing with some music. That would be a cool spin-off of Beat Saber. I don't know how likely it is they'll do that. And with basketball, they could have a shootout mode where you just have to try and get as many 3-pointers in, because I believe they had that game mode in Wii Sports Resort as well. And yeah, with skateboarding, they could have the free roam mode, and then they could have like a set path you have to go to and do as many tricks as you can to get a certain score, and also like a racing mode. And with the cycling too, it could have a racing mode, so it's not just like a time trial. But that's all the ideas I came up with for this video. I hope you liked some of these, and I wonder how probable it is that any of these are actually going to be added into the game eventually. That'd be so cool if Nintendo do like keep updating this game. It'll make sure the online community stays alive for a lot longer, and I'd really want to see that because I have high hopes for this game. I can't wait for it to release very soon. Comment down below the sports you want to see the most. I'd be really interested to see if there's any other ideas you can come up with. I'm sure there's loads of other sports you could add, but these are just the ones I thought would be cool. Anyway, if you liked it, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.